Hey guys, welcome to the Stealthy Crafter. So today I have a Wip Chat for you guys. If you don't know what Wip stands for, it stands for work in progress. And what you can normally do during a Wip Chat is you can work on your own work in progress. Or if you have chores or just want to rest while you listen to me ramble about what's going on during the week, you can. So let's get started, shall we? So I hope you guys are doing okay this past week. It's been kind of a boring week. If you guys didn't know, yesterday was Valentine's Day if you celebrate it. So for those who do, I hope that you had a wonderful Valentine's. For those that don't, I hope you had a wonderful Monday. I don't normally celebrate Valentine's Day. My husband and I aren't really big on that. We normally celebrate next month, which is our anniversary date of when we on our first date around, which is like March 16th, I want to say. Yeah, I have it on my calendar so I can be reminded of it. So, but we normally celebrate that day, so we just like Valentine's Day, let's not bother. But yeah, I hope that everyone who has celebrated had a good week. I hope that things are doing well. It has been a very uneventful week. I have been basically kind of lazing around. I've been doing a lot of diamond painting. I've been helping out with the kids. You know, I've been just doing a lot of the same old stuff. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. In fact, I just dropped them off at school, and the sun has completely risen. Like, I am surprised, because it's normally still dark enough where I can go, oh, I can get a few more minutes of sleep, like an hour or so, and then wake up and feel a lot better. But you know what I really should be doing? I should be going to bed earlier instead, and then just getting ready for the day afterwards. But it's just so hard because it's like I wake up so early and I don't like it. But let's see. We did not do, like I said, a lot this weekend, or this week, after everything. It's just that I've been having kid drama instead. So my oldest, she's 10, as you guys know, and what we've been dealing with her a lot is a lot of, I told my husband, I'm not sure if this is normal, but I'm thinking it is because I had a weird childhood, so I'm still trying to navigate on what is normal and what's not. And she has so many issues with her friends at times. Like I'm like, my head's like going back and forth because there's times where she's like, I'm not friends with this person anymore because they said something to me, and now it's like, well, now I'm friends with them now because they had a bad day, and I'm kind of flabbergasted, to be honest. One of the things was like her best friend. Let's see, what was it? It was a few days ago. She came home extremely early, which I was surprised, and she was mad because her friend was upset and was basically being nasty to everyone. But then the next day, they're best buds again. I don't understand it. And it's not like how it was when she was in kindergarten, where it's just like, oh, I'm sorry, let's be friends again kind of thing. Because, I'm used to that. The twins were in kindergarten last year, so I'm just, it's so weird because it's just so, I'm like, did I act like that as a 10-year-old? And then I could look back and go, no, I didn't really have a lot of friends as a 10-year-old, so really, no, I kind of kept to myself at that age. I only had one friend. So I don't, like I said, my meter is off. I'm like, I don't know what's going on with her, but oh my god. Plus, I figured out what the thing was because of, I was listening to, I forgot who it was. I was listening to someone else's Wip Chat. And they have a daughter that's close to my daughter's age. Oh my gosh, I've been listening to so much Wip Chats this week. But but they talked about how their daughter had something similar, I guess, and like that their friends, they had their siblings were like older, like teenage girls and stuff like that. And I think that's what might be the issue, because my oldest, she's the oldest of the group. She's 10, okay? And then her friends, they're 9 and 10, but they're the youngest in their family dynamics. So all of their siblings are like teenagers and stuff. So I'm wondering if that's the case. Like they're just copying their bigger siblings and just saying some of the same stuff that they hear from their sisters and brothers and just repeat it to her, and it hurts her feelings. And I'm just like, well, you know, it's kind of has to be a weird navigation thing, because I was the oldest, you know, with my friend group too, so. Well, with the friends I had in high school and middle school. But let's see. Yeah. That's why I think it is, because she's so embarrassed about her brother and sister being around whenever her friends are in this house. She has an issue with her brother and sister, you know, just trying to be friendly, just trying to, basically they're looking up to their big sister, and she's just like, get out, shoo, you know, being the old sister. But then her friends are just like, start playing with them, and she gets upset because they're playing with them and not paying attention to her, and then it's just chaos ensues. And then we have to, you know, go, it's fine. Your friends say it's okay. They're the babies of the group. They understand what it's like being the little sister or brother. So, but that's something that we gotta work through. But yeah, I think it might be the fact that her friends have older brothers and sisters, and the way they talk to her, she's not used to at all. Especially her best her best friend has I think 1 or 2 older siblings. I know the one that came to the party, she's like 14. So I'm pretty sure that is the case. But her sister seemed very, you know, kind, but you know how kids can be when you're around another adult. So, you know, it could be just like they're nice and then they completely act like hellions afterwards. So at least my kid, she only acts like a hellion around me, and then, you know, perfectly angelic to everyone else. So at least I got that going for me. Although I wish she would act more angelic around me at times, but it might be a good thing that she you know, she's acts like that. That way I know her personality and she's actually behaving around people. So that's the only thing too. Like, I get that from my kids' teachers, and like whenever they hang out with the parents and stuff, they go, "Your child was such a delight. They were so wonderful. You did such a great job raising them." And I'm thinking, "Oh, that's great. That's wonderful." And I'm like, "Oh, thank goodness they didn't act like how they act at home, because they act completely different when they're here. They act like 3 little tornadoes that are going around the house." And I'm just going, what is going on? Calm down. I don't get peace in this household unless they're in school. But I've been dealing with this Valentine's thing. So this whole Valentine's thing has been going crazy this whole past week. Hold on, I'm going to take another sip of coffee. Actually, no. We're not going to talk about Valentine's yet. I'm going to go on a little rant. So as you guys know, I have started letting my kid go visit her friends down the neighborhood. Like, so they live in the same neighborhood. I finally relaxed myself to let her go and bike herself over there and back. We have a time limit. She has to be home at a certain time. If she's not, like, if it's 10 minutes past that time, we start looking for her. I finally relaxed myself to do that, and my husband had to convince me. And yes, I'm a bit overprotective. I realized that my parents were overprotective as well. I'm trying not to be as overprotective, and I listen to my husband when he says, "Okay, you're going a little too far." So I'm like, okay, she gets to go. And it was, I don't remember which day it was, but it was sometime earlier this week. I want to say Wednesday. She comes home panicking, crying, and screaming. We were like, what's going on? What is going on? A dog. So, okay. So she's been dealing with bullies in the neighborhood for a good while. We used to have her on the bus last year, part of last year, along with her brother and sister. And that stopped when we realized that they weren't going to stop her being messed with and teased with, because it's always a he said, she said situation. So we said, okay, especially when her brother and sister started getting targeted from these same kids. And we're like, okay, we're done. We're going to just start driving them to school and back. And we were lucky enough that we could do that now, because in the past we couldn't. There was, my husband wasn't working from home at that time. So that was one point of being bullied taken away. She still gets picked on when she's in school. Not as much anymore. Unless, of course, it's a school drama. Her friend drama. But apparently there was like a middle school, high schooler, on the way home, when she was coming to come home to us, started calling her a loser, picking on her, and they were walking a dog. Then they started chasing her, and my kid, she is intelligent, but she doesn't have common sense, and she doesn't have self-awareness. She has a bicycle. She just decided she's just going to start running instead. She's still learning how to bike, especially like going up hills is a challenge. But she decides, instead of getting onto the bike and biking off, she's going to run with the bike. And this teenager decides that she's going to chase my daughter and also set the dog upon her. Oh, and my oldest, she claimed that she got bitten. We looked around, she didn't get bitten, luckily, because oh my god, ooh, that happened. I was already ready to storm the streets looking for this kid and the dog. I was just like, I have dog issues as well, and I try my best not to project that onto my children. I'm very much more of, don't touch dogs, don't get near dogs, don't be friendly with animals in general. Because I was chased by a pit bull, and I know some people are going to be like, but pit bulls are nice, and yes, but the area I lived in they didn't treat their animals nicely at all, so I was raised with a very, very big fear of pit bulls. So whenever there's a big dog, I'm kind of nervous. It's not just pit bulls in general. It's like huge dogs. I'm scared of them. And I didn't want the same thing happening to my kids. So it's always like, well, you have to ask to pet animals. Like if, someone's walking their animal, you have to ask if it's okay to pet, and don't like immediately start grabbing or jumping or like that. So it's been working well. And then now we have my oldest, who now is kind of scared a bit. We don't even know what the dog looks like, so I'm not saying that it's a pit bull. I'm just giving you my backstory. I don't know what the dog looks like, other than it's brown, which is a generic color around this neighborhood. But I was so mad. So we saw only like a little tiny like scratch on her ankle, and that could have been like if it nipped at her and got through the jeans or kind of pawed at her. She was so scared, and I was so upset for her. And oh my goodness, and this is like the second or third time, and I'm like, I just want her to stay home after an incident. And my husband's like, She has to learn how to, stand her ground. But I'm like, not against a dog, but obviously. He almost went out to start looking. But what we've been doing now is she goes biking. My husband goes in the car and just follows her from a distance to keep an eye on her until she gets to her friend's house. because her friend has a phone, and then my husband goes back home, and then we wait till we get a phone call or something that she's on her way back, and then we do the same thing all over again. We'll bike home. She'll bike home, and my husband follows from a distance to see, if anyone's, doing anything. Plus, if the girl is walking her dog out, maybe we'll catch sight of where she lives and hopefully talk to her parents about it. But I don't know. Sometimes we've already did the whole talk to someone's parents when they were being a jerk to our kids, which is why we took our kids out on the bus from being bus riders. Sorry, I'm frustrated, so I stumble over my words, and because oh man, the rage I felt. My husband and I have been talking about getting her a phone. We don't feel comfortable about getting her a phone. We don't feel like she's responsible enough. She's very responsible, but you know how there's like different ways of how kids can be responsible. We don't feel like she's technology responsible yet. But with all this that's been going on, like with her getting her ankle hurt a few weeks ago and not being able to get to us, and had someone come to us so we can go get her, and then like just a couple of other incidents where she's been late, and we're getting her a phone. We bit the bullet. We're gonna get her a phone. I've already ordered her. It's like a little watch phone. I found this thing website, and I mentioned it to my friend because I've been having trouble with this, and I was like, it's on the back burner. We're not going to get it now because budget's tight from being on vacation, that little weekend trip. I'm not going to do anything. We're going to get this once my husband gets paid and everything. And then a few days later, she sends me a message going, this person I follow has a discount going on, and the prices are going up, after the 14th. And I'm going, okay, because I don't want to pay even more, because it's like, normally it was $100, with the discount it was $75, not including the plan and everything. And then, like, after the 14th, it was going to jump up to $150. And so my husband and I talked about it, and we decided, let's just get it. Let's do it. We can make it work. And I just got the email yesterday that it's finally shipped, so it's coming to us. It's a watch, and the best thing is, like, has no apps. It basically has no data. All she can do is message or phone or call us, and then we can do the same to her, and it's like up to 10 approved contacts. So she's only going to be getting this watch whenever it's after school and she's going to go visit her friends. So that way we can keep an eye on her. It also has like safe zones and a GPS tracker. So that way we're able to keep an eye on her and make sure that she's okay. Because I'm paranoid. But I'm also trying to be I'm not trying to be a hands-off parent, but I am also trying to let her grow. Because I didn't have that opportunity as a kid. I didn't have an opportunity to grow as a kid at all. But I'm trying to give her a better chance, but also I know that she is not ready to have a smartphone like her friends. I don't trust that. Plus, with how she reacts with being, with how kids are with her, on some of the ways they say things, she's not ready for an actual smartphone. So, I feel like this is a good, little stepping block to get her prepped for it, and we'll have to talk about safety again. We had to have that conversation when she first got her school tablet. Oh, that was fun. No, it wasn't. It wasn't fun at all. I want to take another sip of coffee. I'm sorry. I am thirsty. Excuse me. I woke up and I feel like I'm talking 30 miles a minute, like just going crazy. That was my coffee maker. Um, but I'm just like, I feel like I'm all over the place. It's like, it's been, like I said, it's been a very calm week, but then there was like that kind of stuff that made me go, um, so she seems to be fine now. We've been keeping an eye on her. She doesn't seem to be too upset or scared about things, which is, I'm grateful for. We've been, I've been having talks with her. We've had a marathon that night watching Sailor Moon R. And she's still very much WTF on some of the stuff, like especially when Mamoru and the Moonlight Knight was in the same room. She was like, "What's going on? Aren't they the same person?" I'm like, yeah. And I think I mentioned it last week. Like, they are, but they aren't. But we gotten a little bit further into it. And she still doesn't know what's going on, and it's funny. I think we're getting close to the episode, though, where some of it's going to be revealed. And I don't think we're going to get to it tonight, but it might happen tomorrow. I think we're like 2 or 3 episodes before that. Unless she's like, "Can we please watch it tonight?" We'll see. It also depends on what my husband's going to be doing. They've been watching shows together too. So my husband's been very like introducing some of the old stuff. He likes watching The Tick. I'm not a big fan of it. I can watch it from time to time. And I watched a few episodes with them. But they usually cuddle up and they watch The Tick together. And they just finished up the season. And my oldest now has a thing to go spoon because of The Tick's catchphrase. Which makes my husband so proud. So but he's been trying to kind of look around to see what's a good age-appropriate show for her to watch that he will be interested in as well. He thinks he got it. He's going to watch Steven Universe with her. But if that's the case, I kind of want to just sit in and watch with him because I want to watch it too. So, well, we shall see. But I'm also trying to figure out some stuff because I've been introducing. I know I'm going fast. Sorry. So I want to do the same thing as well. Like I said, I introduced Sailor Moon to her. We watched Sailor Moon Crystal. We watched the movies. She liked that, and then I wanted to introduce old Sailor Moon, the stuff that I grew up on. And I've been really liking this series of Sailor Moon that we've been watching because it's similar to what I watched as a kid, but it's redubbed, so it's like has their original names. Cause I remember back then instead of Mamoru, it was like Damon or something like that they called him, and then like Usagi was Serena or something like that. I don't remember correctly. But and it's funny because it's like, oh, they're cursing in here compared to the version I watched as a kid, because I don't remember them going damn and hell like all the time. And I'm like, we had to have another talk with her. I'm pretty sure she hears kids cursing all the time, but I'm like, I'm letting you watch these shows, but you have to realize you can't repeat what they're saying, because she had a few years ago an awful habit of repeating everything that was said. So yeah, she's been watching that. She's been enjoying it. We've have a little bit of a discussion. I still want to get the manga to kind of have her read that too. But I don't want to have it spoiled for her too, because she doesn't know about Sailor Moon Superstars or anything like that. And I know I'm kind of going on a little tangent where some of you guys are not understanding anything at all. But anyway, point of the case was I'm enjoying sharing things with her. I'm enjoying that, as she and I fight a lot. I have to admit that. She and I have started doing the whole like this, butting heads. I don't know if it's just because she's, getting older and our personalities aren't aligned like my husband and hers. But she and I have started, butting heads. She's been kind of giving me the teenage attitude. But it's nice being able to bond with her on this. And we try to have little discussions about it. And I am not doing a good job of making these straight. Holy cow. I was not paying attention to how I was placing these. I'm going to have to go back and re-straighten this. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, I'm a little bit of a, I need to make things nice and even, sorry. But yeah, so after all this, I've been trying to slow down because what has happened was we sped through season 1. I don't want to speed through season 2. I want to take it easy because I don't want to be scrambling like what my husband was doing, trying to figure out what would be a good show to share with her. Because what she's been doing, and what we used to do was we did game nights, and then we watched shows here and there. What we've been doing now is just watching shows. I want to integrate games again so that we're not just constantly watching something. But I'm also trying to figure out what should I share with her next. Like, what would be a good thing that, for her age bracket that I'm interested in, and she will be interested in, because she doesn't like Pokemon. I know. I loved watching Pokemon. She doesn't like Digimon. She doesn't like Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm like, okay, what's good in this era? Because we tried to watch some stuff that I knew that was, like, popular for her age group. She wasn't into it either. And I'm floundering. So I'm, like, trying to figure out what would be good to watch with her. We actually yesterday we actually watched Octonauts together because we don't watch Sailor Moon when the twins are awake. And I pulled up Octonauts just because I'm like, oh hey, I remember watching this when all the kids were like tiny and stuff. And she was like, oh, Octonauts, I used to love this as a baby. I'm like, yeah. She goes, let's watch this. I still like it. I'm like, really? Because I was fully expecting, like, how she says nowadays, dolls are for babies. I was fully expecting her to go, this show's for babies. Because I enjoyed it, watching it when the kids were small. The funny thing was, the twins never got into Octonauts. My son got only into one Octonauts movie. It was like the Ring of Fire, when, with the volcanoes and stuff. He only liked that movie. He refuses to watch any other Octonauts episodes. So it was just like, okay. So she and I watched a few episodes yesterday. It was kind of funny, but it was kind of nice too. So, and it was really nice and relaxing. It was surprising that she's been staying home a lot more often. I don't know if it is because of she got attacked by the dog, but it's been nice being able to see her around a little bit. The only issue is, when her and her siblings start arguing, and it's like, oh my goodness, guys, calm down. Because you know how they say, like, how your kids are night and day? Well, since I have 3 kids, I say differently. I say my kids are more like day, afternoon, and night, because they have 3 completely different personalities from each other, and it clashes. It really does clash. Ooh, I missed that one. So, but yeah, it really clashes with one another, and especially with my son and my oldest, they clash the most. The sisters get along, surprisingly enough. No, well, not surprisingly enough. But they get along, and then the twins get along. It's just with the oldest and my son, it's something about that chemistry. They don't mesh well. They can at times. It's very sweet when they all get along, especially when my oldest is being nice to him, and she's just like, oh, here you go. And he's all like, oh, I love you. And then 10 minutes later, will you stop looking at me? Oh my goodness. Oh my God. It's like, really? What happened? I had 10 minutes of, oh, you guys are so sweet. Had to take another sip of my coffee. But let's see. But yeah, like we haven't really done a lot at all this week. So this weekend, my daughter, my oldest, had a birthday party. I am so sick of birthday parties. And we decided we're going to do this interesting. I ordered her gift. Oh, that reminded me of another tangent. I'm on a tangent thing. I'm like on a but okay, I'll talk about this. So when my daughter had her birthday party a few weeks ago, and her friends, they got her gifts, and it was all sweet. There was just this one girl, not the one that we got invited. It was like, we got invited to this girl's birthday party, like, oh gosh, last month in January. Anyway, we had one girl, the one I bought like Harry Potter enamel pins, for. She gave my daughter her present, and then just had to go, I got this cheap. I got this at the dollar store, and just kept pointing to every single gift that she got Nicole. Like, it was like a bag. It was like a little bag, and it was just like basically one dollar store trinkets and whatnot. And I wouldn't have cared, but the way her tone, I was just like, the way her tone was like, was like, I got this cheap, I got this cheap, I got this cheap, I got this cheap, and it's like, and it was nothing that really related to my kid. I'm going, I spent time looking for your gift. I don't know. How do you guys do this with your kids? Do you have your kids pick out a gift for their friends, or do you go ahead and just sorry, I have a I have a bump on my face. And I messed it. Anyway, do you guys buy a gift for your kids friends for their birthday parties, or do you just like hand them money and tell them just go at it? Because it seemed like everyone at my daughter's party, they all picked out the gifts, and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. But I don't know, maybe I went and spent time to look at their gifts, because I go and ask their parents, well, what do they like, to make sure that they get what they want. Because I now also ask my oldest, I'm like, well, what do they like? What's their favorite thing? And then my oldest and I look through Amazon or go through Walmart and go and say, okay, this is what she likes, this is what she doesn't like. So anyway, but I was told at the time that this kid who's all like, I got this cheap, liked Harry Potter, and she likes doing crafts. I'm like, cool, great, awesome. And that's what I did. I got her that Harry Potter enamel set. So I don't know, but it's just like, it was just a tone, because like someone else got this little tiny, it's actually underneath my table. It's like one of those flippable things. She calls it Fred. They all had a inside joke. I don't know what's going on, but they all laughed and went, Fred! It's Fred 2.0. I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't know what's going on. But it's like a narwhal. Let me look. Yeah, it's a narwhal. And when you flip it, the pink side has a smiley face, and if you flip it again, the blue side has a frowny face. And she loves that thing. But I don't know why it's on the floor. It's like underneath me. It's I'm sitting at the dining room table right now. So I've been getting on to the kids to clean up this room. I got them to clean up, and then I came back in here to do my whole Wip and Chat stuff, because my other table it's still I think I'm halfway through that project. It's Lewis. Anyway, oh god, I can't pronounce it. It translates to the Bird of Canada, and it's from Vionet. And I finally got halfway through it. And I would love to work on it and talk to you guys, but it's so dark. Like, and one of the colors has a lot of overfill on the drills. So I'm spending my time, I'm holding the tray like this way, and I have my tweezers, and I'm just picking out all the trash drills. But they're not going in the trash. They're going back into a bag because I don't know if I have enough to fill the entire canvas. And it's so annoying because I've been wanting to work on it, but it's just because of how dark it is, and I'm constantly picking drills out. It's not fun, and I would not be able to concentrate and talk to you guys. So I've been doing that off camera because it's just so frustrating. But I've gotten to the halfway point, and I haven't decided if I'm going to do her face or not, or leave it last, because I haven't posted as regularly as I want on Instagram or on YouTube. And I want to. It's just that at the same time, I think people would just get tired of me posting almost the same thing every day with like the progress pictures. So I've calmed it down a bit. But I try and show updates like every now and then. Like every Wednesday or Thursday, I post a picture of this to show how much I've done. Of course, I've posted this a bit more with the vacation that I had. But I try to post at least one progress picture a week for each of my projects. So, but yeah. Oh, and this one I'm working on is Moon Elf. I'm horrible at pronunciations. Let me look. I'm not gonna even bother trying to pronounce her last name, but it's still up. I think I have a link on the description below if you wanted to check this out. She's really pretty. Let me move the canvas a bit so you guys can see a little bit. But look, she is so gorgeous, and I love her so much. I'm really sad that Diamond Art Club didn't do any more canvases of her. I saw, I think it's DIY Moon Shop has some of her artwork, and I really want to get some, but they're so expensive. I mean, like, Diamond Art Club's expensive too, but it feels like it's kind of worth it in a way with all the discounts that I get, and then also the points that I use, and then free shipping after I spend a certain amount of money. And it's like some places they don't, and I have to kind of weigh my options on what I'm going to get. I eventually want to get something from DIY Moon Shop, not just this. There's a Sailor Moon, believe it or not. I forgot what her name was, but there was a Sailor Moon one, and I wanted to get that for my daughter. I kind of want to get the print too. I wanted to go to the artist's website and get the print from it. I think it's Cherry Rookie. I could be wrong, but it's so cute, and I want to have that put in her room because she's been begging for Sailor Moon art now, and I'm like, oh boy, this is going to be an interesting room with Sailor Moon / mermaid theme / space theme. Oh, let's get that sticking there. Okay. But yeah, I gotta figure out when would be a good time to do it, because I wanted to get from some stuff from the Moon Shop. I also wanted to get some stuff from gosh, what was the Australian one? It was like something down under. It was like uniquely down under. There we go. That was one. That was what it's called. I wanted to get a couple of those because I want to get some Josephine Wall artwork that I saw. But again, prices and shipping and stuff like that. It's just going to be a thing where I'm going to have to go, okay, I can't get any Diamond Art Club or any Oraloa or any, anything for a month or so. If I go and buy one canvas from one of those websites, it's going to be like one of those things. I also want to try and get I thought I had a Treasure Studio Arts canvas. I do not, apparently. All I have are Oraloa and Diamond Art Club, and then I have a pre-order coming in from Craftably. I have like three 3 coming in, and I can't wait to look at those because I've never gotten a craftable before, so I wanted to do that. But I don't know if they're going to come in tubes or not because I heard that the tubes are going away, so I'm a little sad if I don't get the one with the tubes. Although, it's okay. I can understand why. But I just wanted to have one with tubes. I don't know. Just so I can have the experience of opening it like that way. If not, I've been thinking about buying those tubes that are on Amazon because I saw that they're like $15 to $20, and I figured what I can do is like roll up some of my canvases together and put it in there because that's what I do after I'm done. I want to frame some of these, but I know that I won't be able to frame all of them, and I still would want them around. I wouldn't want to throw them away, but I would want to have them framed eventually. My plan is to have, I can't fill every single wall with diamond art. I know. I can't fill every single wall on this house with diamond paintings, but I would like to switch it out, like, okay, this room will have this theme, and then it'll have a different theme. Oh, sorry. I started getting into my own little world. I was like, okay, focus on this. But yeah, that's what my plans are. It's just trying to balance budgets and stuff like that. It's like I'm already kind of went a little crazy with okay. Alright, so if you guys don't know, Josephine Wall, Sheena Pike, and I forgot what was the other, what was it? They're being discontinued on Diamond Art Club. There was like a licensing issue. That's all I know, that they had a licensing issue, so their artwork's getting discontinued. I know that they're still releasing the Zodiac series, because that's what I've read on the VIP group. But it was just like, so if you look on it, you see it's discounted. It's not like it's a secret or anything. But what I was like a little sad was because I wanted to get a couple more of the Josephine Walls, which is why I started looking at Uniquely Down Under stuff. So my thought was I might actually start buying like the cross-stitch patterns of the Zodiac series. I only have one Zodiac, which is Aquarius, because I'm Aquarius and I love the artwork. I don't know if I can, if I can spend the money buying all the Zodiac stuff when I'm not as deeply in love with it as like I am with Aquarius. And it's not just because Aquarius is my Zodiac or anything. I'm not like huge into that whole stuff. But I did like the artwork enough where I'm like, okay, that speaks to me. And I might be unboxing that sometime. I think actually I might just do it this week. I'll pull it out. I'll unbox it. Because I really want to look at it. But I don't know if I can justify getting the rest. My daughter and I are both Aquarius. My husband's a Cancer, and then the twins are like Taurus. And I could justify maybe getting those two, like the Cancer and the Taurus, but nothing else. But some of them I do like, but I don't really have a place to put them. But I was thinking maybe I'll just go to Heaven and Earth Designs, get the cross stitch patterns, and maybe do a conversion like what some other people I've been watching. They've been doing conversions. Maybe I'll do something like that. I don't know. But it's going to be expensive either way, honestly. But I've been wanting to do a couple of that, and I'm just a little sad because I was hoping to collect a lot more of the stuff, especially with Sheena Pike. I gotten the two I wanted. I was going to get, she was starting the Zodiac Dragon series, so I know, another Zodiac one, but they were so cute, and I wanted to get the little dragons. They were so adorable. I looked at all of them that she showed on her Instagram page, and I wanted to get everyone, and I was like, okay, when Aquarius comes out, because I'll get the January one that she has already released, and I'll get that one, But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. I don't know. I'm sad. I wanted to get the whole thing, but I don't know what to do. Because I wanted to get a couple of things, but I can't just justify spending all that money, for something I'm not going to touch for a year plus. You know what I mean? Like, I want to get some smaller canvases too. Like, I've been working on a lot of big ones. This one's not as big. It's big, okay? According to my mother-in-law, this is big. But it's not as big as some of the stuff that I've been working, like the Sugar Plum Fairy, La Sorcière, and then the God, I practice so hard on pronunciation, and then I forget the pronunciation a week later. But the Bird of Canada, those things are so huge and time consuming, and I love doing them. But at the same time, I do want to get a couple of smaller things in. And I realize I've just kind of talked on and on about that. I am so sorry. Let's change the gears, okay? So anyway, if I remember correctly, birthday party. My daughter went to a birthday party, and that's why I went into that whole tangent. Sorry. So my daughter went to a birthday party, and during that time, we decided, our son, my husband and I, we looked at him and went, "You need a haircut." He's been needing a haircut. When we were on our trip last weekend, when we went on our beach trip, he begged Nana and Papa to cut his hair. Thank God they didn't. Not that I would, but anyway. But yeah, he begged to basically get his hair cut. But we didn't have time. The week before, when we were planning to get his hair cut, there was like a 90-minute wait, and my husband's like, "I am not waiting 90 minutes." And then we decided we're going to get his hair cut this Saturday, last Saturday. And I was asking him, "What do you want? Do you want it cut short? Do you want to get a mohawk?" Being silly. And then he goes, "I want to be bald." I'm like, what? And he kept going on and on about how he's going to be bald. And my husband's like, "Well, if that's the case, I'll just cut his hair. I'm not spending money if he wants to be bald." I'm like, "He's not going to be bald." I put my foot down. I'm like, "No." So what happened was he took him and my oldest. So he dropped my oldest off at the party. She had a blast. Apparently there was a trampoline there. And then he took our son to the hair, I think it was like Great Clips. He took him there and got his haircut. He looks so cute. I'm like, is this the same kid? Because he looks so grown up in this. It's so weird. Because, like, when his hair gets longer and, like, it starts, like, reaching the back of his neck a little bit, he looks like his younger self. And then he gets his hair cut, and then it's like, whoa, what is with this grown up kid looking at me? What's going on? And that's what happened. So while all that was happening, I was at home with the youngest, and she and I just did Valentine's Day cards. I was like, "All right, let's get a head start. We're gonna do Valentine's Day." And she had a unicorn, of course, a unicorn mailbox for her Valentine's. We did mermaid Valentine's, which I know would be for our oldest, but I had a reason for this. It had tattoos and everything. And then as I was putting together the Valentine's box for her, I realized how hard it was going to be to do for the other two. When my son got home, I started working with Valentine's with him. And I put the box together and I just let them decorate. And I just looked at my oldest Valentine's box that I picked out for her. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to just build it. I'm just going to put it together. And that's what I did. I put it together. And so that way I did not want to hear whining and frustration from her, and then her getting mad and accidentally tearing it. So I put that together. She came home. I presented it to her. I'm like, look, it's all ready for you to just decorate. And she was in a good mood, luckily enough, from the party. So she put it together. So, and they had a blast yesterday. They came home with a little too much candy. I did not give people candy this year. The last year I did. I loaded people up with candy because I was so frustrated with the fact that my kids came home with so much candy all the time. I'm like, well, let's see how you guys like it with all the candy too. It got worse this year. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to, we are going to have a talk. I think I have enough battery left in my camera for this. Okay. So, you guys, when did you guys start dating? Because it wasn't until high school. Like, did you guys ever have like an elementary boyfriend or girlfriend, you know, kind of thing? Because my youngest does. There was a thing with my oldest when she was in kindergarten where she had a crush. Well, she had a boyfriend. And it was cute. He held her hand and he invited her to the birthday party and basically had her sit next to her. Had her sit next to him, and it was so adorable. There was nothing more than that, you know, that kind of stuff. My youngest, do I really? We're okay. We're gonna back up a bit. Actually, no, because this. So my youngest, she has been, since she's been in school. From kindergarten, they had a wedding in quotations, and I messed up. No, I did not mess up. I almost got concerned that I messed up. Sorry. I do know I have to straighten this up because this is going to bother the heck out of me. But she started dating a boy in kindergarten, and we're like, oh, you know, boyfriend, whatever, you know, she'll grow out of it, right? Because we've heard that, you know, like the kids get crushes, you know, it's what I just, as long as I don't make a big deal about it, it's fine. But it's gotten a lot worse. Like, she's been going on about how she's going to marry this boy. How he's going to come live here. And I thought it was just one-sided, okay? But she's got ramped up about this wedding plans that she has since they had a pretend marriage, and I'm doing this in quotations again. They had a marriage because there was a thing like right at the end of the year that they had, it was like they were doing the countdown to the end of school. It was like 26 days of school, and they were going by the letters. And one of the days was Q and U, and it was the marriage of Q and U. So I think the girls were Q's and the boys were U's, and she got married to her boyfriend. And there was like a video of it and everything, and I was just like, okay, cute, whatever, right? She's gotten worse this year about marrying him. And then she comes home. He got me a gift. She had a gift bag. Like, this boy got her a gift. I don't know what's going on through the mother's head or something, but there was like a little stuffed animal that's holding a big old lollipop. There was a balloon, you know, one of those little balloon things with candy attached to it too. There was a locket, a card. Oh my God. And apparently they kissed. And I'm going, you're a first grader. You kissed, he kissed me. And I'm like, did you kiss him back? And she goes, yes. And then she runs off laughing. Guys, I need help. I need help so bad. One of I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do with this? I'm like trying to be like, okay, they're just kindergarten, well, they're just first graders. It's fine. But at the same time, what, kissing? I'm like, I don't know what, I'll calm down. I'll calm down. But, yeah, I don't know what to do. My husband, he's pretending he doesn't hear any of it. I'm like, Hun, do you hear this? He goes, I don't hear anything. What, huh? I'm like, yeah, thanks for the help, dude. Thanks. Oh, that did not get on properly. Oh my goodness. I am, like I said, I'm all over the place. I'm not doing a good job of this. But yeah, that happened, and I'm just like, okay, I'll just calm down. I'll just calm down. Whatever. My daughter, my oldest daughter, she had the box I made her got torn. So she had this big, huge bag. And they got in so much candy, all of them. My son made out like a bandit, though, compared to the other two. Like, his box is just filled with candy. It's more candy than Valentine's. And I'm going, it's Valentine's Day. What happened to the time of, like, where you used to just go, here's a lollipop. Happy Valentine's Day with your card. You know, that was the most that you got from candy. Or is this just me? Sometimes it was an M&M's, if I remember correctly. But I gotta fix that. I need to get tweezers. Okay. I'm gonna stop for now because I gotta fix this. But I'm gonna go with one more thing. So this week it's swim week for my oldest. She is let me see. She just started yesterday. She went to the YMCA. They're doing swimming lessons, and she was telling me about how she was a little sad because some people were, you know, making fun of her for being in the lowest group because she can't swim. She doesn't know how to swim. She's going to. But they're teaching her how to swim, and she and this one other girl's basically on the puffer fish thing, and I'm like, it's okay. You're just, you know, you're going to get actually more one-on-one attention from the instructors. It's not a big deal. I'm like, she goes, yeah, but they're making fun of us because, you know, we can't swim. I'm like, sweetie, they'll make fun of you. I'm like, what's the next tier up? She goes, turtles. I'm like, they would have made fun of you for being a turtle. I'm like, kids are going to find a way to pick. I know that wasn't the best thing, but I was also trying to show her. I'm like, they would have made fun of you regardless. They love trying to find things to pick on you. I'm like, even if you were a merm person, like, which is the highest tier, they would have found something to pick on you. It's something, they would find something to pick on anyone. I'm like, people do that. They try and find a thing and just tear them down. I'm like, what you can do is just have fun, enjoy yourself, ignore them, hang out with your friends afterwards, tell them how much fun you're having, what they're having, you know, and enjoy yourself. And she seemed to, you know, be okay with that afterwards. I hope I did an okay job, because normally it's like, yeah, I know, kids suck. You know, do you need me to talk to your teacher about this? Is this some, you know, like, because sometimes it's like, it is, you know, if she gets picked on enough, I'm like, I go to her teacher and go, is there a reason why she's sitting at this kid's table still? Because that's what happens a lot, is the teacher just sits her at the table with a kid that would pick on her. And I'm just like, is there a reason for this? Move her. But some of it's like, she has to eventually, I hate saying that, like, stand up for herself. But we also want to be sure that we're in her corner as well, showing her that we support her and we're here for her, and like, we're not going to be like ignoring what's going on as well, because we will, you know, get involved. Because like, we went to the neighbor, not our neighbor next door, but like, there was a neighbor down the street who picked on her. Her kid picked on her. We went to the neighbor. Nothing got resolved, unfortunately, which is why I said we had to pull her out of the bus. But the girl was like constantly, you know, just tearing her down day after day, and actually made some of her friends stop being friends with her and being friends with that kid instead. And all my kid was doing was like, hey, she's the new girl. She literally moved in, and it was like she made her a friendship bracelet, and I was like, you went a little too fast. It's okay. But immediately this kid was just like, I don't like you. You know, I'm going to basically tear you down, kind of thing. And we went to the parent and told him what was going on, and he basically went, whatever. My kid wouldn't do that. And like, because I know sometimes that's a reaction you want to say, but also you got to think, would your kid really do that? You know, and think about it and talk about it, because sometimes I think my kid wouldn't do that, but I'm going to talk to them, you know, and it has happened where sometimes my kid has done a thing. Like my son, I was completely flabbergasted. And this is why I was like, hold on. I got a message last week. My son dropped puzzle pieces on another boy, like on his head, and would not stop. And I was just like, seriously? Because he does this stuff at home, but he knows to knock it off too. He doesn't do this at school. I'm like, what's going on? What is going on? And basically he's upset because the kid didn't want to be his friend. We had a whole talk this weekend. We made him a card. We explained, we had him make a card. We explained why it's not okay to do that. And kids will not want to be friends with you if you constantly do something like that. We found out who the kid was, though, as well. Not to say why that it was warranted, but we found out that this kid is my daughter's boyfriend. So my son hangs out with this kid who is my daughter's boyfriend, and I'm like, maybe that's why he's doing that. He's being the big brother. That's still not okay, dude. So we're still like, and he was upset because he's like, he doesn't want to be my friend anymore. I'm like, well, because you kind of, you know, dropped puzzle pieces on his head and didn't stop. But they're friends now. We also explained why it wasn't cool, and oh my goodness, kid drama, right? So yeah, that's all I'm going on to. I can see my camera's starting to die, so I'm gonna have to cut this off. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to like just end it like that and stop doing diamond painting. But I hope you guys had a wonderful day and a wonderful week. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! Alright guys, sorry about this. So as my video is, I'm having it loaded onto the computer, I decided to, like, put the kids' candy up. Like, I separated all their Valentines. And this is how much candy they each got. It's ridiculous. I just wanted to show you guys in case no one believes me about the amount. And I'm still, like, getting through some of their candy still. So I'm just like, oh my god. It is so much. But yeah, and we just got rid of their Halloween and Christmas candy. But anyways, hope you guys have a good day. Talk to you guys later. Bye.